Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, today's video, we're going to be replacing this shop door seal. This can be, of course, done. The same method is going to apply on your single car garage, double car garage, monster car garages. A seller sells different weather strips for different size garages. I'll give you kind of a guesstimation on what this one particularly is, but I have the 16 or 16 and a half foot garage door seal kit here. So I'll show that to you in just a second. We'll get that out, but this one is old. This one has cracked. We need to remove this one and we'll show you how to install the new one. And obviously a lot of debris is getting in and it's just not sealing very well where bugs can get in the bottom of it or rain or snow. So anyway, let's go ahead and show you what's in the box. Remove this old one. That will be different than obviously yours in some cases. And then we'll show you how to install the new one. All right, so we got the universal garage door bottom seal kit. And as we get into the video, top link in the description box below will be this exact same kit. And they do sell it in different sizes, so definitely check out that listing. Again, top link in the description box below after the video is done. All right, let's get it out. They do have it in a bag, but do be careful slicing through with a razor blade. I actually sliced through the instruction manual, so do be careful opening up the box. Don't go too deep because the seal is right here. All right, taking a closer look at our seal here. This is going to be the part where you slip in. This is what's going to get closed down on the cement. In my case, as you can see, a nice beautiful seal down there from the old one. And again, nice long, in my case, 16 and a half feet. We have all our screws here. We have a screwdriver provided and tape as well. What you want to do is you want to measure out the garage door. You want to measure out these sections here. And then what you want to do is you want to cut the track as well as the seal down to the shop length. But first we need to remove the old one. All right, got the old one off. Now I have my tracks here. Now mine's going to be a little bit different than your particular application. The reason why is the old track is actually embedded inside of the garage door with no screws to bring down the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the track over the old track without the seal there. So what you're seeing is you're seeing the new track over the old track, and then I'm going to make sure that the screws are long enough. I have them temporarily taped up, as you can see here and here, not to cover up the holes. Here's two tracks. Alrighty folks, we got everything trimmed up beautifully. I cut down my last piece, which was very small, about 3 5/8 or so. So we have 3 1/4, and I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the little itty bitty guy on the end. So everything is taped up. Probably don't have to buy the super long one, but if you do need a little extra space, then definitely don't skimp because you need it to go all the way over edge to edge. All right, now we have self-tapping screws, and I've already measured them, which is awesome. So obviously self-tapping screws in the pre-drilled holes of the mounts. So as we can see here, I'm just going to use my compact driver. This would be a little bit tricky with a regular screwdriver. So borrow someone's compact driver if you don't have one with a Phillips screw head. It's going to be a lot easier getting in there and mounting these. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll remove the tape and we'll go to the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the seal is on, and let's go ahead and walk you through the process. Now, I will show you this real briefly. We'll talk about that if you have trouble installing it, but let's just talk about the seal real briefly here. Looking absolutely fantastic. Now, there are some wavy points in it that obviously after it smashes down and flexes with the hot and the cold, that will go ahead. It's just, that's how it was when it was wrapped up. So everything is looking good all the way to the edge over here, and then we slid it down. Now, in my particular case, I could have, if I had room over here. Some of the house garages, they'll actually have like an opening over here, so you could actually slip it in. It was such a tight fit. I was really trying my best, but it wasn't working. So I actually had to bring down the first rail, or you could cut your smaller piece over on one side, pull that down, start your rail like right here, and then you have like 6 inches instead of a whole rail. And so what I'll get at is I started my run from the second one going all the way down. Then I put the rail on the end of the seal that's now cut and down here, and then I slipped it into place, locking it into place like that. Now, the only problem is I don't have my screws in there, but they were actually pulling out because it just wasn't locking into this edge of the garage for some oddball reason. Might be the old rail system in there, which potentially you can use the old rail system if yours already had it. So what I did is I put liquid nails on the top of the rail, smashed it into the, obviously the old rail, and then I have tape to hold it in place, and I'm actually going to either leave it up a little bit, or I might just smash it to smash it down even more. I might just leave it like this just in case I don't want it, moving on me if I do smash it or messing up the tape. So I might just drop it down, leave it a little bit, and that should hold just fine, again, with the liquid nails, because again, there's no pressure on this one. It's just literally smashing down. Once that liquid nails dries, it'll be good to go. I should probably be able to pull that tape off tomorrow, or I'll leave it for about 24 hours before I do smash it. The seal looks nice and high quality, and obviously it will smash down like that, and we'll show that to you before we do wrap it up. But again, I'll let that dry for about 24 hours or so. Coming from this side, it looks a lot better than it did, nice and thick. And if you do have issues closing your garage, you're gonna have to mess around with your close limits. Mine should be fine because that will smash down really nicely. But if you have to, you can always set your limits a little bit more. So it will go down all the way like that when it is closed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the seal is on. Looking absolutely fantastic. Doors coming down, and bada bing, bada boom. Okay, looks like I do have to adjust the controls just a little bit. It is coming down, but it's sensing it kind of pushing. So I need to go ahead and mess with the open controls. You might need to do that as well if you had a perfect fit. So what it is, it's the control limits on your motor box. We'll try this again though. And it might just be because it's new. It needs to kind of get on in there a little bit, but nope. All right, so it just senses that, and it senses like it's closing down on something. And so it wants to come back up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looking absolutely fantastic. Set my parameters. Because of the size of the unit up there, I had to get out my big tall ladder, but not that big of a deal. Set the parameters, the closing parameters. So I compressed the weather seal, but obviously not too much, but not too little either. You might need a spotter if you're unsure. Seal's looking absolutely beautiful. Where I use the liquid nails, absolutely fantastic. Coming around to the front, and the seal is looking absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and look at it here. As you can see here, it's nice and compressed on the bottom, sealing all the way across and all the way across over there as well. Let's go ahead and open up the garage door. Shop door, I should say, and take a closer look. So here it is, obviously, in full measure. And then when it comes down, it just seals beautifully as it goes in like that, as it seals, going all the way across. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Looking absolutely fantastic. And again, the only little side thing I had was the liquid nails on that side, but it's holding beautifully. I've raised it and lowered it before I started filming about 5 times plus. So we're looking absolutely fantastic. Cut down to length, have some more length if I need to put in a different location, a different, maybe a 1-car garage. Order to specifications, quick little cut down, and you are good to go. Overall, a big thumbs up in my book. I appreciate your time. These are my honest thoughts and opinions, and we'll see you on the next video.